So yeah, that guy just on Twitter writing that one thing made me go, you know what? I got a story I can tell. I didn't tell that one just because it wasn't apropos to any of the stuff that was going on. It was kind of more of a divorce story more than anything else. But
we have to keep in mind addicts are addicts, and it's a horrible disease. They're not in their right minds.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, to be messaging people, like just random people even, that what do you think that's gonna do? That's gotta be
and the person she texted about me, like, they go, what does she think, I'm going to turn on you? Because she sends me a rambling multi-paragraph screed about what a I'm like, they're like, this is crazy talk. By the way, 62 Luap on Rumble says sex dungeon with 5 kids in the house. What, are you surprised that they don't really give a shit about their kids over there? Is that shocking you at this point, that they don't give a shit? I got, you know what I got? I got can opener wrist from opening SpaghettiOs. I made spaghetti.
Gotten an electric.
I made spaghetti. I made chili from scratch. I did cooking, and the thing I'm going to be remembered for is the SpaghettiOs. You build 1,000 bridges.
Or you'll just be like this weird man in a chef's hat.
Yeah.
Who did Molly a few times making SpaghettiOs.
That's all I'm going to be, is the Molly and SpaghettiOs guy. I went grocery shopping in a snowstorm. And I remember
when you got snowed in. I remember that. Yeah. That's when I started thinking, like, are they okay?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
That was not good.
I went back and I went through our group text because I don't know when this was, but I found this interesting. And there's not much on it except you just being like, hey guys, just trying to, it seemed like to me, I think you said, hey guys, just trying to revive this group text. Yeah. What's going on? Because we would speak to you and everything, but we hadn't really heard from her, and we hadn't heard from, and you guys were busy, obviously. You got our
thanks.
After our save the date, you said, you don't mind if I read this. It's more it's just telling. No. Okay. You sent me and Gino. It's just this one's. Yeah, this is all 4 of us. It's a picture of our save the date. And then, you said, I will be there. Yay. And then you said April 2, I think, if she kicks this cold in time. And I think I was like, what does he mean by that?
You don't think that was a subtle jab on my part?
Yeah, you're like, hey, she never answered.
What's the date on that one?
I just
want to know when I was fed up. Because that's a passive aggressive cunty text from me.
It was, and now looking back at it, I'm like, holy moly. I
just want to know when I was
February 24th.
Oh my God, oh wow. Yeah. That's a month and a half or so before I was pissed.
February 14th, Valentine's Day. You said, hey guys, haven't texted the group chat in a minute, refreshing it now, like, hello. Yeah.
I think that was me kind of reaching out and just being like,
we didn't know what the hell was happening. We had no idea.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me once, he goes, looking back, he goes, I feel like you were subconsciously reaching out. He goes, I don't think you knew. He goes, I'm not saying you knew at the time. He goes, but you were subconsciously kind of like, I feel like doing something. And it could be just revisionist history because we know what did happen, but.
Yeah, it might be, but then I guess we had kind of seen people like covering April having the sniffles, and we were like, oh, please.
People still keep going back and watching those episodes because I get the message notifications and people will leave comments, and I'll click, like they'll leave timestamps on the comments, and I'll click it and I'll go, oh no.
No, I know.
I watch them, and what I think to myself is like, it's not sad anymore. Now I look at it and I just watch it, and I go to myself, I say, never again. Do not ever let yourself be put in that position ever, ever, ever again. But
yes, it's for the best for you. In my heart of hearts, I still think she's a strong girl, and eventually she'll get out of this. I'm more just sad now it's just sad. I think,
Well, let's
like
talk
you
about.
were saying that thing was that hot mic was.
Yeah. Yeah, what were your thoughts on the hot mic thing? Because I was saying before you got here, I was like, I get the feeling that Gino and Keanu are kind of washed their hands of April for the time being at this point. Like they've kind of like each
Well,
thing.
it's not like she's gonna answer me,
Right. And each thing that comes
you know?
out, it kind of seems like you guys are more like each time you're like, fuck it, what can you do? Like it used to be.
No, it's more. It's sad, but there's nothing. They're not sometimes dicks, they're addicts, I guess.
As Camelot
right?
says,
As
yeah.
Camelot
As
says.
Camelot says.
Yes. It's sad. I think eventually, I'm more just like, I really hope something fucking bad doesn't happen. I don't care about any, like, you know how fucking dangerous blow is these days.
Right.
And we don't know. It's just, we don't know for a fact that they may still be using. We don't know that for a fact. But
Keanu,
apparently, in everyone's opinion, they are. So
Keanu, what you don't understand is that it's actually really safe
it's good for you. It's good for your 9-year-old daughter.
Dude, I keep thinking about that 9-year-old daughter thing. And as much as it pisses me off, I'm like, as I kind of keep going through the possibilities that cause that, if that test is accurate, which is, as I look it up and as I read about it, they are remarkably accurate, and they retest. As I keep going over that text or that test, I keep thinking, like, the thing I don't want to be true is also the Occam's razor one that makes the most sense, is that she was being dosed.
And yeah, of course they retest it because it's so unbelievable. They would have to retest it. Of course, they probably just went, no way.
No way. Daily to weekend use. That now, again, people get these tests, like we all kind of had to learn on the fly about these tests, but the amount they found in her was not like she got into it once. It was indicative of daily or weekend use. And that, like I said, that to me, the easiest explanation is also the most horrific explanation, is that she was
or they have a
on purpose.
really smart 9-year-old with a really shitty lockbox. I mean, yeah, wasn't it always in a safe? Like their guns? No, it wasn't. And like, I don't know. It just seems she learned it from somewhere. If that's the case, I
learned it from watching you, Dad.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah. I don't know, but.
Thank you to Kyle Broflovsky for $2. He says, I was led to believe Keanu would be in a bikini. And by the way, Keanu spelt with a Q, bikini spelt with a Q.
Keanu.
Deranged Lunatic, a.k.a. DL with $4.99, says, Aaron, when you come out with your cookbook, you could call it The Cocaine Cook, 101 Ways to Prepare SpaghettiOs. Thank you. I made spaghetti and chili from scratch. My Guinea friends in New York would be proud of how I made it a sauce.